Hi everyone, welcome along to today's review of this current product here by Carpuride, and it's a media player for your car. Especially good if you've got an older car where you haven't actually got a media player fitted, it's just a basic stereo unit. So let's take a closer look at it, shall we? So you can see here on the side of the unit all of its functions. Okay, it plays media from an SD card, USB stick, obviously Bluetooth. It also has Google and stuff like that, so you can use voice commands. It's a very useful thing in the fact of that it finally brings you up to date. I like the fact it's got screen mirroring from your phone, so you can finally mirror the contents of your phone onto this particular unit, which is really handy, isn't it? Here then are all the main features of the unit. So what's the benefits of one of these type of units? Well, the first one's got to be ease of fit. You haven't got to fit and pull out an old stereo unit and fit a complete thing. This just sort of supplements what you've already got. Okay, so it gives you back that media player that might be missing in your car, or indeed if you've got an old one, and if you've got an old car, like I've got my 14 plate cars and a 13 plate car, and they both got media players in them, but they're both so old the sat nav is well out of date, it doesn't update anymore, and I need sat nav current, don't you? You need to be able to see sat nav straight from your phone to the player, and you can see if there's any traffic hold ups and all this kind of thing. Add to that, you want to play your Spotify and things like that, you can't stream it through the older players like you can if you've got a more modern car, of course. One that's a couple of years old, then it's not for you, no problem, you've got everything on board, no doubt. But so this is kind of a little unit to bring you up to date and give you the things you might be lacking. Now I know a lot of you do clamp phones, we do on our cars at the moment, to a little holder and just use that as a sat nav, but it's very difficult to see that sat nav easily, isn't it, on the phone? I do prefer to actually have a unit displaying it, and it's easier to use, isn't it? Here then is the actual unit, our HD display 7-inch. And over here we have the mounting hardware, as you can see there, and our manual, very important indeed. An audio lead to plug in if you've got a audio plug-in on your stereo unit, your old one. If not, don't worry, there's another way around it. And also our power lead to go into the 12-volt socket to power the actual unit itself. Looking at the side of the unit there, you can see all the various inputs and outputs for connecting the unit up. At the top of the unit there is the on-off button and the little reset button there. One last thing before we move on down to the car to get this thing set up. If you haven't got a rear view camera, I mean, very good indeed, is the fact that this does support a rear view camera. So it's very handy indeed, isn't it? Here then is the current media player in my Vauxhall Insignia. It's a 2014 plate model. It's going on a bit, but this unit isn't bad really. It will play MP3 on a stick, so it's not too bad. And obviously, being quite elderly, the sat nav is well dated and can't be updated. And even if it was, I couldn't get any notifications on it to say whether there was anything to avoid ahead and currently what the roadworks are, etc, etc, you know what I mean. So I still have to use the phone in there for the sat nav because it's just, say, too out of date. There is the unit slap dab on top of my old one there, that I'm probably just going to stick it over the top of. And what else you get with this unit is its own little speaker on top of it, so you don't even have to connect it up to stereo if you didn't want to. You can still keep your old unit stereo going and just use the speaker on it on that, but obviously I think I prefer to have it going through my unit. So let's get it wired up now and get this thing set up, shall we? So I can confirm that it will play super high quality FLACs, okay, at the higher setting. I can't actually play this through for you, I'm afraid, because YouTube don't like copyright music and it will be immediately kind of swapped down. But as you can see, This Meet Me in London album by Take 5. It is in high bit quality, as you can read across the screen there. So I'm going to play you some lower quality stuff, but this is one of YouTube's allowed played tracks. You get some that you can use and they're royalty free, so let's give it a go. It's an MP3, as you can see. Okay, so that's enough of that one. Just paired my phone up now, and you can see now that I have the latest Google Maps on there now, which is very nice to have indeed. Instead of having to use my phone to look at, there's a nice big screen there, isn't there, to look at. Oh, by the way, this media player does play videos as well, but obviously not while you're moving along. Various other features here, as you can see, traffic and satellite. We'll turn this one on and you can see it change over there to the satellite picture. I've left the screen cover on, sorry about that, but I don't want to get it all dirty and ruined before I've actually fitted it, so you can have to just remember that it will be actually better than this. The great thing now then, of course, is that I can now play all my media that's on my phone, which is stored anyway, but also your Spotify lists and playlists from wherever. So music is kind of unlimited now, isn't it, to what you can play through this unit. We also, with the sound, have a pretty good equalizer here. Lovely load of bands to alter the frequencies as you want them. Usually bass full up, isn't it? Also, for those of you that haven't got a auxiliary in or your old unit that's in the car, you can use the FM transmitter, get it right out, and tune your radio into that. There's the FM transmitter, and you can select any frequency along there, okay, and get one that's an empty channel and use that to tune the music into your existing unit. Now then, we come to the all-important function, mirroring your phone. This is the important one, especially if you've got streaming services for music like Spotify, etc. And obviously all your other phone apps, which can be mirrored onto this screen. And of course you can just scroll it across, as Jen's showing you there. Okay, so it's very simple to use, very easy, and you can see that there's the phone and there's the screen. I'll come back a bit, there we are. You can see it mirroring across. So now, one other thing to think about with this, if you're using Android, you've got to use a lead, okay, and if you've got an iPhone, you don't have to have a lead. The iPhone will do it wirelessly, so you don't have to have that connection lead. One little thing just to remember. And also that if you've got a stick, a USB stick in the port, then obviously that's got to come out to connect the lead into that to get your phone mirroring. So you might be better off, if you do want to put local music files on an SD card instead of the USB, then take the SD card port, which will be better for you. Now we'll just show you opening an app, and this is the Spotify one. There you have it there, ready to go. I can't play you any music, I'm afraid, simply because of YouTube's unfortunate copyright regulations. There we are. There we have it then. Don't forget, this also will charge your phone through the USB port, just another little thing with it. And the fixing bracket, which I haven't really shown you too much about, has got lots of different positions and stuff it can go through. It's quite universal, so you're pretty much going to be able to fit it anywhere you like, but I didn't want to go bothering you with all the fixing bracket nonsense because I'm not sure where I want it myself yet. I have two cars, I'm never sure which one to put it in, so that's why I never fixed the bracket up to show you, but it's very, very easy and simple to fit anywhere. So that's about it though, and I'll give you a link for one of these if you're interested in one. It'll be under the description box. Other than that, that's about it, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Bye bye.